Welcome back to Seed Time and Harvest. Let's take a tour of the Thompson's family farm. Okay, this is where it all started. That road, down that road is where my grandpa lived. And when I was a child, I used to walk all this way from down that road, all the way out this road to get to his farm. Today, I don't think we'll be walking down there. We're gonna actually take a drive and I'll show you what my grandpa's farm is like, or what it was like. Not sure what we're gonna see, but perfectly we'll see some fruit trees. We'll see a little bit of planting, some of the trees that he planted. Maybe we'll be able to harvest something, but it was a 4-mile walk. Still a 4-mile walk. A lot of it is enclosed with woods. The bush is taking over the place, but I know people still drive on the road. It's not necessarily a road, but it's almost like a dirt track. It's a really, really nice country area. I remember growing up as a child, I would run down this road every morning, early in the morning, like 5 o'clock. My grandpa would go to the bush. He called it his bush. We would go down there, do some work, and then we would always come back home with something, whether it would be sugar cane or breadfruit or Akee. We always had something to harvest from his farm to take home for the family. What I like about Jamaica is that there's food everywhere. This is someone else's property though, but you can see that they do a lot of farming. You see a lot of peas, beans, sugarcane, what we call cocoa. I have a giant avocado tree, bananas. There's a nice bunch of banana there, almost ready to be picked. So there are a lot of farmers here, especially in our neck of the woods. It's really nice. No matter how far you walk, you'll always be able to harvest something, which is a blessing. This is truly what country living is like. Oh look, they even have pineapples. It's not quite ready, but in about 2 or 3 months, they will be harvesting pineapples. Really beautiful. Walking down by Grandpa's bush. Let's see how far we can go. This is a thing called godi. We call it godi. Not sure what many people call it in their culture, but it's very hollow on the inside and it's very hard on the outside. And back in the days, what we used to do is we used to cut it in half, allow it to dry, and that's what we would use to make like a bowl or plates. Walking to my grandpa's field. This is a star apple tree. As many would call this the meanest fruit ever, because the fruit would prefer to rot on the tree before it falls off. But it's really sweet when you cut it in half. It has the shape of a star. This is a close-up. When it's ready, it will actually be purple. It's a star apple. I like nature walks. You never know what you'll find. And here we have a bird's nest and a star apple tree. But let's continue our walk. Still have a long way to go. We have lots of Akee trees. Guinea trees off the side. This is a giant Akee tree. More star apple. I'm not sure how some Jamaicans say they go hungry and there's so much. Here is a passion vine. This is actually a passion fruit. I don't see any passion on it, but we used to use this fruit to make juice. Passion juice. The only difference between going down this road now and in my childhood is that there were a lot more trees on the side of the road. And I can tell that a lot of the trees were cut down, but the area is the same. I'm surprised that it's not more developed. But the good thing is that there are a lot of people farming on both sides of the road going down Over here they have a lot of coconuts, bananas. Ooh, this is yucca, cassava. There's a lot of cassava. And the pumpkins running out in the street. This is real country. I like it. Ooh, there's a nice pumpkin right there. Can you spot the pumpkin? It's right there. All right, let's keep walking. Oh, look at this one. This one is even bigger. Almost ready to harvest. But since this is not our property, we're just gonna keep going. And look at all these Akees. They're not ready. If you don't know what Akee is, this one is open. Let me see if I can get it. This is Akee, Jamaica's national fruit. It's almost like tofu when you cook it. It's poisonous when it's like this. If you try to open it on, like if you force it open, it will actually be poisonous. They use it to make soap. It's very helpful if you have ringworm. You just cut this pod open, put it in a little bit of salt, and you rub it on ringworm. That's what we used to cure ringworm growing up. But once it's open, like this one, you can harvest it. You remove the seed, you boil it in some salt water, and then you prepare it with some onions, peppers, some garlic, a little bit of salt, and it's delicious. Here we have more. If you've never seen Akee, the Jamaican national fruit, this is what it looks like. My grandpa's property starts at that tree and it goes all the way down past this road right here. We're not gonna go down that side. We're gonna take this road. So it goes all the way down there, but we're not gonna go down there. We're gonna go this way. There is a guinnep tree, a lot of Sylvansons, more Akees. There's a lot going on down here, so lots of memories. Let's see what we'll find. Oh, they have, what is that? I see something. Oh, I can't get over there. There's a loaded orange tree. Can you see that? It's loaded, but it's all the way in the woods. So I'm not gonna head over there now. Just keep going down the bottom. This was my uncle's van when I was 5 years old. It was pink. Now it's red. And it's still there. Oh my. Look at that. All the Akee dried up on the tree. Grandpa used to plant a lot of sugar cane on this side of the property. A lot of bananas are still over there. Not sure who's harvesting them. Some big avocado tree. We used to call this Jonkro bead. And as a child, this would be our toys. This would be what we would play with. Jonkro bead. Coconut in its young stage. Akee tree. And all the way back there would be where my grandpa would plant. It's all wooded now. Sadly, there's not many people interested in caring for this land. You know, my uncle does still farm, but a lot of people, I mean, he has a lot of children, a lot of grandchildren, but it's sad that the land is left to be run down like this. But I can still tell that there's a lot of food on the land. I saw a lot of bananas, coconuts, sugar canes, cocoa, a lot of fruit trees that are actually producing. But it's all bush. Can't get over there. It goes very deep. There's breadfruit down there. You can still see the breadfruit tree that's been there since I was a child. God is good. God is good. This is the Jamaican version of almond. When it's ready, it swells. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's red, and the outer skin is sweet. And then we would use a rock or a knife and we would cut it and eat the almond nut inside. There are a lot of sugar canes. A lot of sugar cane. And this is my favorite fruit tree, a lychee tree. It is not producing right now. But there are a lot of food on this property. These are actually Jamaican apple. We call it oti apple. It's very sweet, especially when they're red, almost turning black. These are not quite ready yet. Trying to find the red one. Don't see any, but I'm gonna try to, probably won't be able to climb it. I'm gonna use a stick and try to pick some apples. Here we have the guava tree. That back there is the avocado. And over here we actually have a cherry, which you do have some cherry on it. I grew up on cherry juice. This is a cherry tree. I have a lot of cherries on this tree. Used to have a lot. Now there's not much. Really nice to make juice, cherry juice. Lots of pineapples, sugar cane, tons of lychee tree, beans. 2 different types of beans. Bongo. And you can hear the bees and actually see the bees swarming the avocado. Hunting for guavas. Beautiful. Far from ready, but when they're ready, they're actually sweet. Again, there's so much food on this property. I was able to get a harvest despite all the bush. I got a sugar cane, 1 out of a million down there. Some potato slips that I'm going to transplant in the garden up by the house. I got a handful of cherries and what we used to make juice, a bag of June plum. These are from my grandpa's farm and I'm just sharing it with you. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the tour of Thompson's family farm. Even though it looks a little rough, there's a lot of life, a lot of produce on this farm, and we will be enjoying some of it today. Thank you so much for joining us on Seedtime and Harvest. Until next time, happy planting.